Alright, everyone, hello and welcome to round 2 of the Hidden Quests. This week featuring Eislar versus sKNOWy. And yeah, we're in for a good time. Map bans have actually come in. Let me set those real quick. Well, I remember. So Arena has been banned and Alpine Lakes has been banned. Uh, yes, so sad or good depending on your take of things. So we'll be seeing Arabia, Karst, and Land Madness. Yeah, I have my mods in the chat who will hopefully be running the prediction, so you can bet your channel points on those. And yeah, exclamation mark bingo to get your own bingo sheet. Try to complete that during the series, and if you do get a bingo, make sure to send me a screenshot. So the bingo card is for the entire set, and each one of you that is playing can if you do exclamation mark bingo, will get your own custom bingo sheet. It doesn't matter which player completes whatever is on there. It's just if you see it happen on screen, it counts or hear it or whatever. I don't remember what all stuff I put in there. But yeah, send me the bingos if you have them for a chance to win a Age of Empires DLC or the base game should you not have it. Um, yeah, I think that's most of the housekeeping. Little bit of a rule change. We are limiting how resigning works. So we're asking for a score lead of or a score deficit of at least 1,000 points before you resign, so you don't have a situation where you just auto resign to deny a quest, which still you can still dump points pretty easy. But yeah, we're going to do that. Other than that, our players are getting ready right now. We're going to be assigning quests soon. I think we have one running a little bit later here, and we're still waiting on civ bans to come in, actually. Yeah, 14, I know. But we'll have to see how we progress. Is there anything else I need to go over right now? Dun 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 dun. Nope, I think that's it. I think we got all the important information out there for now. Okay. All right. Prediction is up for game one. Oh, no. Okay, that's a poll though. Which is fine actually. Although I guess we don't have a map picked and we don't have civs picked yet, so that's some confident predicting from you guys over there. All right, so for anyone who's here for the first time, remember that winning a game awards a point, completing a quest awards a point, and failing to complete your quest costs you half a point. Meaning that winning but failing to complete your quest nets you only 1/2 point total. And it is worth trying to get wins and completing quests. In fact, some quests are actually tied to completing. I'm so distracted, you guys. Yeah, try to maximize the points to be on the overall score sheet. If you look in the Discord, we have them posted there. Right now, Southpaw has 3.5 out of a total maximum of 6 points, and Fletcher has 2.5. So there's definitely potential for peoples to get way in front of those two in the scoreboard. And then you can hold that over them for the next year that you are a much better player than they are. I'm just saying, you know? How do you make your internet better? Move to a better place? All right. Civ bans are in. Okay. Oh, there you go. I don't know. Does the US have Starlink? I'm still unclear on um, the accessibility of Starlink. I know there's like certain areas that have it set to them, but I don't know if it's a thing where you can access it anywhere if you have the money, or if it's still, you know, sort of a needs to be available to you or made available to you. Hmm. All right. I guess you totally have Starlink. Amazing. Well, then just use that and you'll have better internet, right? All right. 10 minutes until our second player arrives. All right, so who are the two players do you think is going to have the better overall adaptability to complete quests rather than just playing meta, right? Because well, some you can just do standard builds or whatever, but a lot of them you're going to have to invest resources or think about how to switch up your play style to make your quest work. So this is a game mode that's going to require adaptability from each player. And who do you think is going to be better at that, Eislar or sKNOWy? Ah, Starlink after you move. Fair enough. We are currently having phone companies constantly try to sell us the fiber optic, basically fiber internet. And it sounds like it's a really good deal because, like, oh, it's super cheap, but it turns out it's super cheap for the first year, and then you pay an insane amount for internet that probably isn't actually going to be better than the one we currently have, and where the infrastructure isn't even fully set up yet. So, yeah, I'm going to be sticking with the traditional Wi Fi. Slightly favor Eislar for adaptability. All right. I mean, on one hand, there's internet. On the other hand, there's just computer performance. I feel like my stream quality has a lot more potential to be decent just because I have a PC that I can actually handle several programs at once. Favor sKNOWy for out-of-box strats. Okay, so we got one on each side right now. Another thing we're switching up slightly is yeah, drama. Fight it out, guys. 1v1. Snowman donated blood this morning, so that is a ticket. You know what? That's a good point. If he's low on well, all right. The question is, did he eat a large steak before or after? because that'll help. Eislar ran. All right, guys. Which is worse, donating blood or running 3 miles? I feel like that comes down to what kind of a person you are. How much spare blood do you have versus how much do you hate running? You know. All right, so we have two handicapped players in very different ways. Right. We are letting players before the set this time are getting a list of quests. Uh, each player gets to pick which of their assigned quests they do which game, and they can kind of match that up with the Civ. Which basically means I don't have to look, or whoever is assigning the quests in this case doesn't have to look at the civs and figure out what is a quest that's workable without having a civ that makes it too easy or too hard. They can figure that out themselves. They can do all the work, and we can just watch, uh, which I think is great. And yeah. Banned civs are Georgians and Tartars. Which I'm honestly not surprised to see Georgians banned at all. Tartars is interesting though. And yeah. Other than that, I really don't have much else to talk about other than we're getting there. Someone is worried about that. All right. Well, yes, but how many different civs can boom insanely? Like you have Poles with their ridiculous full works, you have Slavs with their farms, you have Teutons with their cheap farms, you have Khmer with their stupid ridiculous farms, Burgundians with their elite. Like there's a lot of boom civs. I feel like Tartars is a specific pick here. That's about more than the boom. You can't beat sheep. You can't beat sheep. You can kill sheep. You can snipe you. I think we should allow sheep sniping. We should allow laming during these games. I know that's unpopular, but we definitely have players whose strength is in dark and early feudal. Listen, listen, man. This is my stream. You have to care what I think. It's like saying late imp you're not allowed to build bombard cannons because some players are worse at bombard cannon micro. It's like, I don't think in this official rule set there's no official rule that laming is banned. However, um, in all past tournaments that we've played, it's been either an explicit or implicit rules that laming is not allowed. Um, and it's been very frowned upon. And I disagree with that. I mean, obviously when I get lamed, I feel differently, but we we might see Bohemians. sKNOWy likes his Bohemians. I mean, it's gonna depend on their quests, right? But I think Eislar favors his Lithuanians, sKNOWy favors his Bohemians. Although Arena is banned, which is where you be most likely to see Bohemians probably. Maybe on Karst though, with the mining bonuses and all the weirdly distributed stuff. Are we going to see men at arms? I mean, ask the players, not me. Speaking of men at arms, though, I was looking at the Civ builder that I mean we've had it talked about it in Discord, but also watching some of the games, and I would like to see a Civ that has just through the roof bonuses for like archery range and barracks units, but you can't build more than the basic unit. So you have like fully upgraded archer and man at arms with ridiculous bonuses, but you can't ever go crossbow or longsword or anything like you have to. It's just men at arms or archers. That would be hilarious. All right, our second player has arrived, so we should be on our way to getting things moving here. Quests have been assigned to players. I still have time. I do still have time. I've been playing around with the Civ Builder. I just don't have a lot of time to play around with that because because I play too many other games. um, I've been doing a lot of co-op games with other people. Um, with people who are in similar time zones to myself, so I can actually like play with them at not 2 in the morning. You know. I do love a good round of Age of Empires with the community games, but 2 to 6 a.m. is not a great time window for me. But yes, after watching some of those Civ Builder games, I'm excited. I remember we had something similar last year and I participated, so um, it's definitely something I'm interested in. I love the concept. All right, first map is gonna be Arabia, one of the true classics. Okay. All right. We're getting our respective voice lobbies set up, so I think we'll be rolling shortly. I'll have my co-caster joining in a second here. Give me 1 second. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, 1 second. Just do all this stuff. All right, so joining me today for the co-cast is what I'm not even sure under what name to introduce you on right now. Luke, Luke. Well, all right. Here's the thing. Luke has been changing names, but Tilted Tootin is how he's currently in our community. Um, but many of you will just know him as Luke. So welcome to the stream. Thanks for co-casting. Yeah. What's your take on this matchup? Who do you think is gonna win, and who's gonna do better at the quests? Hmm? Oh, hold on. We are not hearing you on Discord for some reason. I thought I had this set up. No, that's not your bad. It's my inputs not doing what they're supposed to. Oh man, give me a second here, guys. Oh, you know what? This may just be because I'm in a different voice channel, which is ridiculous. But, okay. Yeah, so now say something?
Testing,
Yeah, there we
testing.
go. Wow, okay. Uh, OBS
Was it
just
really
being...
just
It was
was
just
it
that
the
I'm
voice
in a
channel?
different voice channel than last time, and it's tagged to the specific voice channel, I guess.
Wow.
Alright,
Okay.
so, again, who do you favor in this matchup, and who do you favor for quests?
Oh man. So I don't know if I can say who I favor winning. I think it really comes down to which sKNOWy comes to play because they're both really great players. I know Eislar is very consistent and always brings a great game, and then sKNOWy can just sometimes play out of his mind and even play with like big players like Southpaw and Fletcher.
Mhm.
And then other times he just doesn't care to develop his eco. So it just really depends on which sKNOWy shows up. It's a tough question, man.
Okay, fair enough. Uh, I guess we'll see how it goes. Right. Give me a second here. I'm getting information from a lot of channels, which is great, but okay. So we have our initial quests, and I think Southpaw is gonna hop in and talk about the quests real quick.
Awesome.
Um, so we'll have that happen, and then this is a post-vampire attack. What?
Oh, because he gave blood.
Oh, yeah,
Snowy
interesting.
donated blood. I
We
see.
have we had a post-vampire attack snowy in games before? Is the real question, and how did that go? Hey, Southpaw.
Ooh. How's it going?
Going good, going good. How about you?
Excellent, excellent. I'm excited about these quests today. They're gonna be great.
Cool. So, take us through what quests are we looking at?
Yeah. So first off, last week you couldn't remember where these quests came from. It's a Twitch viewer from some of the pro streams named BDod. He had a couple challenges a couple years back that I enjoyed watching, and then kept the idea in the back of my mind. So just kudos to him if he ever ends up watching this at any point. All right, so for the first challenge on game 1 on Arabia, Eislar is going for the challenge called National Park. So Eislar has to create a park containing his starting deer plus one additional deer. However, you can substitute 3 wolves in the place of the extra deer. The park must be completely enclosed and contain forest on one side, and it must remain standing until the game end. He does not have to win to complete this quest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for sKNOWy's quest, he is doing the one that's labeled Bible Camp. So he has to place 100 vills of the same gender into a walled enclosure with only an outpost in the center. He also does not have to win the game to get the point.
All right. So these are both quests that have a lot of potential for sniping, right? Demolish the national forest if you hate national forests, or kill all the villagers if you are against Bible Camp. It looks like the lobby is live. The game has already started, so we can go ahead and hop in there. Uh,
I will
and
take a
yeah,
look
so
here.
as a reminder, the National Forest Parks of Gathering Deer is going to be Eislar, and the Gathering Villagers in one place is going to be sKNOWy with Bible Camp. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hop over there.
All right, guys.
Sounds good. Alright, so did I call it or did I call it, guys? Eislar with the Lithuanians, game 1. There it is. I told you liked them. Gonna go for that national park. Let's see, he does have some deer out in front here. No, there's some hunt out here. There's jaguars instead of wolves, so that might make a real fancy zoo almost if he goes for those. Uh, yes. Hold on. So So it's going to be your entire group of additional deer, which means that A, you have to get all of them, and B, you don't get the food from them, right? You have to push them around without getting the benefit of faster up times from pushing those deers. And then you have to find another group of deer or 3 wolves, in this case, jaguars, to complete your camp, which is going to be a really big pain to push 3 additional deer. Or push 1 additional deer over that much distance, but also finding 3 jaguars is going to be kind of a pain, and also luring him without killing them or getting killed by them, as I see 2 jaguars kind of in the northern half of the map right now, but that's about it. So I'm thinking Eislar is going to have to go for the additional deer. He does have hunt up on the northern border above, like the northwest border, I guess, above his base, and some southwest, so it is doable. It has to be the starting deer has to it has to contain the starting deer. It doesn't have to be in the location, specifically because he does also need a wood line. And there. Yeah, so he'll probably, honestly, if he wants to play it safe, it's going to be a huge hassle, but he'll want to push those 3 deer further back to somewhere to do that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Mm. Right, exactly. On the other hand, sKNOWy's challenge is super tricky to complete, because, I mean, getting 100 vills isn't difficult, but 100 vills of the same gender is, like, he has to check each villager and make sure it's right. He has to get them all in the enclosed outpost. And then, that's still... Oh, can't hear Luke. Hold on. Oh, nah. I have to add the source to this overlay. There we go. You should be on now.
Testing.
Yeah.
Okay. Was I coming in earlier though?
Yeah. Well, you
Okay.
were. It's because I switched which overlay I'm on, and I don't have the new audio source on the new overlay. It's a stream OBS thing. It's not your fault.
Sounds
It's streaming software being uncool.
It sounds complicated. Yeah. Well, so aside from the challenges, speaking of the civs, I don't know, who do you think you like earlier in the game?
Oof. I mean, early, obviously with melee, you're going to have the super fast uptimes, which is really going to help sKNOWy, and he's also, it looks like he's going to supplement his eco with a fish boom, which is a very sKNOW thing to do on Arabia, where you barely have room even for a dock, but I think he can squeeze like 5 ships around this. Try to get a melee. And I mean, melee fish boom is going to be melee fish boom, right? If he manages to get that.
There's another fishing ship.
Yeah. Oh, he's absolutely going to saturate that dock as much as he can to get as many fishing ships crammed into that.
He's got another pond to the west. I mean,
well,
and then there's some in the east.
Yeah, let's see how many of these he reaches out to. There is a total of 5 on the map. None close for Eislar, but honestly, I don't think he would be going for that even if he could. It's just...
Oh, so I'm starting to see the formation of Eislar's national park.
Oh yeah, it looks like he's pushing some deer back there.
It's still at the front of his base.
Although, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought he was walling off a woodland, but you're right, that is probably just the national park here. This counts as a... I will let that count as a fish boom on the bingo sheet. I never specified how big of a fish boom this had to be, and this is honestly like maximum fish boom as available on this map. And given that we have very few maps with any water, that's definitely a fish boom right there. Alright, we have a jaguar attacking somewhere. Oh, I like that. So, Eislar has a Vil holding open the gate, and this actually, it's going to be super nice to push the first deer in, but once you get the next deer and are trying to push those in, it's going to be annoying to try and keep the gate open for one deer to go in without the other ones going back out.
Exactly.
That's going to be a real challenge for Eislar to
Oh
figure.
no!
Oh
His
no!
deer's going
Oh
back
no!
too.
No!
Oh, that's tragic.
He's trying so hard to. Oh man.
But once it returns, there's just nothing that stops it.
No,
Right? It'll
yeah,
never...
he could try to
Yeah.
like wall it in maybe, but at this point it's basically how many
Oh
maidens
man,
will have
that's
to be
not.
sacrificed to hold Bible camp? There's another good question. Because if you end up with like 150 villager and 75 are female and 75 are male, someone's gonna have to get killed so you can get those 100 vills of the same gender.
I mean, hopefully they're coming out 50-50, but
You never
we'll
know.
see.
I mean, I'm also curious to see whether Snowy decides on one gender and then just filters as he produces, or whether he booms up all the way, looks at his villagers, and goes, "Hey, we have a lot of female villagers. That's what we're gonna go with." As we have a scout engagement coming in,
Oh, I
which
think Snowy's on the high ground.
yeah,
too.
he is.
Yeah.
He is. However, Eislar does have a second scout coming,
Oh,
so
he didn't
he's
pull him back though.
yeah. It
It's
is
tragic.
unfortunate for Eislar to lose that scout, but he has 3 more in the queue, or 3 more out on the field already, actually. As he pushes his first deer in successfully. So we will push back Snowy.
And Snowy, I feel like Snowy's floating a bit of gold for not. Does he have a range down yet? There's the range. Okay.
Yeah, he's going for
good.
it now. Alright, so cab opening from Eislar. That's, I think, pretty expected, both from the player and from Lithuanians. As, ooh, good spear engagement here for Snowy. That's gonna...
Oh, yeah.
Second spear coming out as well. Yeah, Eislar's gonna have to back out. As Snowy opts for the...
Oh, we found the fish.
Yep.
He found the fish.
He found the
boom.
fish boom. He's gonna, no, he can't harass. He has to back off because the spears are there to protect the fish. No. It is, so, the location that Eislar picked for his park is convenient for his initial deer to get pushed in, but it's going to be difficult to keep alive unless Eislar plays aggressively, right? If Snowy gets a lot of map control and Eislar's on the defensive, that's going to be really difficult to deal with.
I think it's a good strategy on Eislar's part though, because he goes scouts for map control, realizing
yeah. Oh
that,
no! As
oh,
what
and the deer
now?
ran out.
There goes
Oh, did you just see that?
Yep,
The deer
yep.
escaped.
Now there's 2
Oh,
deer out
man.
there, and Eislar's
They're
just
close.
leaving his scout there, like, you know what? I hate this.
But this man's got a micro against
Yeah.
spears with his scouts, and then pushing the deer at the same time.
Yeah, and he is chopping away at this wood line. He's gonna have to be careful, or he's gonna chop a hole into it, or even
Oh,
just
no.
remove it completely enough to build an entirely new national park.
It's like my bills chopping holes in my base in Southpaw getting into scouts.
Yeah.
Happens every time.
Yeah. You gotta watch those wood choppers, man. They are crafty folk,
Oh,
and they will
yeah.
will ruin your plans at world domination. Ooh.
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
game. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, Snowy's opening skirms actually, which I
He's
don't.
floating a lot of gold.
Yeah, I don't love that. You've seen that your enemy has scouts, which are gonna rip through your skirms, and also, like you said, you're floating a lot of gold. So I don't.
I mean, he's getting a market down, so I think he's gonna rebalance his eco. But I still,
But
I
if
don't know
he
if I'm in love with the build order.
if he wants to rebalance his eco, what he needs right is food, and he could have food if instead of skirms he was building archers. As ooh, the archer. Speaking of the scouts, though, they are in. They will find a
yep.
Vil kill.
Yep. They
And
found 2, I think, right?
yeah, they did. They did. That is an
That's good on
unfortunate
Eislar.
scam. That is 2 female villagers who will not be attending Bible camp right there.
So aside from the Bible camp challenges, Snowy doing a no farm challenge as well? Because
Maybe?
I mean, unless I'm really behind on the spec, I have yet to see a farm go down.
No, he has no farms. He has, I mean, he's going for his fish boom, which will sort of substitute, but he does only have 8 on food right now, which is not a lot. And he has a lot of idle villagers by the mill. So we, I guess, might see.
I mean, the good news is Snowy is on Eislar's gold, and this will prevent Eislar from clicking out.
The skirms just walked into the national park. There's already a hole in the back of this. And actually, this is where this front national
This is a
park.
good engagement for Eislar. This is a good engagement. That's a very good
Yeah.
engagement for Eislar.
Yeah.
The spearmen attack the vills. Oh, that's a huge cleanup.
It's a really nice military engagement, but this is important information from sKNOWy. Remember that both players have the same quests, and right now there's no deer in there. But sKNOWy might start to wonder: does Eislar have the quest for national park? And if so, or actually he knows it, right? Both players know that they have the same quests. I think no, they don't know that the same quests. They know they have the list, but he might begin to suspect that Eislar has a national parks challenge.
But it's 100 vills, right?
It's 100 villas that sKNOWy has to do. But if sKNOWy might think, all right, Eislar might have the national parks here. If he saw a deer in that enclosure, I think he'd know, and he'd know what he needs to snipe. Since there were no deer, he might just think that's a weirdly walled wood line, and he might leave it alone. I guess we'll see.
No, exactly, because he's expanding the national park.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea from him. I think he's gonna section off his national park, push one deer into each section so he can push in the deer without other deer escaping, and then delete the walls in between to make it one cohesive park.
I don't think sKNOWy has enough spearmen here to do with this.
No.
Oh, never mind.
Well,
Never mind.
he has spears, but again, I don't like the skirmisher play at all. Both
sKNOWy's going up to castles now too after Eislar.
He is going, yeah, slightly later, but remember that with melee, it's faster, so they'll still be up at almost the same time.
It looks like 6 seconds off, 5 seconds if I can split my eyes and look at the times.
Yeah, about 5 seconds.
So almost identical times.
sKNOWy is down 4 eco units, and that's with 4 fishing ships. So he's pretty
if you look at the idles, if you look at the idle TC time, it's 5 minutes to 40 seconds.
Yeah, and I think that's where Eislar's much better food eco comes into play, right? He's keeping that TC rolling while also producing scouts.
Yes, I agree.
So sKNOWy will likely have to step that up a bit. Alright, another kid coming in here. Sneak villager being found.
What the play is for
there's house walls in front of this deer to keep it from escaping. Eislar's not taking any chances.
Oh my gosh.
More fishing ship coming out. We are up to 6 fishing ships on the melee fish boom, which is a lot of food going to be produced there. And let's see, all the eco upgrades coming in for Eislar. I expect a monastery soonish to maybe collect those relics. I don't know if he sees many of those yet.
I mean, Eislar's up to 13 on gold. This is double stable knights right here. Melee just does not have what it takes to handle this.
I know, yeah. sKNOWy needs to either get a fast boom going. He has the uptimes for right now.
But, you get some speedy skirms out there. I just don't know.
Well, even just, if you go knights with, Eislar does see 3 of the relics, so you collect those, you get that additional attack. You're even happy to take knight versus knight versus spear engagements, right?
Oh no, I agree. I think definitely the knights can pick a good engagement. It's just like the sustainability, in my opinion. Like knights can't take it too frequently because they gotta get healed up.
That's true. Look at that scouting from sKNOWy though. He's found almost all the ponds, and he's starting a fish boom on the second pond. So he really is going all in on food eco off of water.
Oh my god.
He wants to fish boom, and he will fish boom. It's gonna be a
do you think we're gonna see castle drops on the ponds, the little ponds then?
I mean, it depends if Eislar finds that, right? Both players now are going to want to retain map control. Eislar to keep his national park safe, and sKNOWy to keep his fish boom safe. But that means sKNOWy actually wants the sides, and Eislar wants the center of the map. So we'll see how that plays out, I guess.
sKNOWy's finally going into archers, it looks like, which I think is good, but I'm worried it might be a little late.
Yeah, I
Like the
mean,
knight numbers are already high enough on the field. Like trying to get an archer mass at this point.
yeah, but he can always go pikes and slowly build up that archer mass, right? It's not like he doesn't have anything. Um, he just needs
I
to
mean,
not send out those archers on their own.
Eislar's already at 1,000 food. Like Eislar's economy is flying. Like, but sKNOWy does have the eco lead with the fishing ships. Um, I think I prefer Eislar's position, but you're right. I think if sKNOWy manages it well, he could get his little death ball going.
And his pikes are, at least for now, keeping Eislar at home. Do they? No, they didn't. That Phil was almost dead. 4 HP left on that guy. As we have Gilnitz coming in for sKNOWy.
That is a good upgrade, though. I mean,
Alright.
Considering this man's got 9 fishing ships.
We have 2 deer in a very segmented national park. 2 more to go. Crossbow coming in for sKNOWy, as Eislar's going to move out with knights here. And a 3rd pond being docked by sKNOWy.
Oh my god. Yep, the Jaguar is going to say something about that.
Yeah, but it
Good thing
is...
they got Loom.
Yeah, this should
It's
be...
a loom.
He's got
They'll
loom.
be
It should be fine.
Well, I will say, I
Nice.
think Eislar has the right strat so far. He's definitely has map control and can protect his national park if he can ever get all the deer sequestered within the palisade walls.
Yeah, well, he has the advantage for now, but sKNOWy's going to pull way ahead in eco. He's on a 3 TC boom now versus 1, and he has the additional fish boom. So the longer this game goes, the further sKNOWy's eco is going to pull ahead. So Eislar needs to find damage pretty quickly here.
Well, I mean, I think that pond in the east, it's very unattended. You get 3 knights in there, and can't they range everything? Except maybe
Potentially, but only if you know it's there. Eislar hasn't even... Well, he's scouted the east pond, one of them, but not the one that sKNOWy's docked. He only knows that sKNOWy's on one dock, and he hasn't even found the ponds in the west. Which, if he sees the ponds on one side, he'll go looking on the other as well, I'm sure. But until then, as sKNOWy actually sniped Seville here that was going out wide for Eislar.
Oh, yeah, did you see the 2 vills in the northeast?
Yep.
That sKNOWy got with his start scout?
Yep. Getting good value there. The Knights, however, are in, and sKNOWy can't really do much about this right now. He's got...
He's doing a very good job. Oh, there's 6 vills. Oh, this is tragic.
Oh,
that is just 6 vills gone.
6 idle vills, but 6 vills nonetheless. The pikes will come in though, get some damage while the Knights are trying to... And the crossbows behind will help. But the gold villagers might be hit now. Or Eislar might just dive for that fish pond. He can definitely take out some of these front fishing ships. Oh, there's a hole in sKNOWy's wall there. Ooh. Alright, big engagement here. Eislar...
I know they're pikes, but no, I don't know. I wouldn't take it if I were Eislar at this point. But he knows about that dock. Like, that's got to be a target for him, right?
Yes, but right now he can't afford to without those pikes getting too close, so he's gonna wait. sKNOWy might want to wall up here, maybe put some defense on this dock here.
Eislar's producing some skirms.
Yep.
Those pikes are going to look really flimsy once the skirms show up.
And second TC coming up as one of the 3 initial deer is still kind of wandering around.
My only complaint about the way Eislar's handled this game so far is he's Lithuanians, and I haven't seen him go for any relics.
Yep.
He's had map control, and
He has map control, he knows where at least half of the relics are, and that's an easy bonus, right? You know you have the mobility advantage with knights against pikes. As this is a very interesting farm placement.
Oh, there's 60 wood gone. Oh well.
And actually, this is still not an engagement Eislar wants to take. A lot of those knights are very weak.
Yeah.
And actually, as Squires comes in so they can give chase.
Oh, is he gonna quit wall? Oh my god, beautiful
There he
by
goes.
sKNOWy.
There he goes. Look at that trap, guys.
As long as he doesn't fumble it, this could be great. Oh, this could be clean up.
Oh, he's gonna wall that in. Those knights are not getting out. Look at that.
Are we going from Hera? It's sKNOWy's Hera?
Look
Oh
at
my
that
gosh.
ambush, you guys. Although there's more knights coming in, those villagers need to be careful.
That's
Eislar's
huge.
realizing what's happening. He's like, oh, this is bad. This is not good.
That is a huge cleanup.
2 knights will take out some of those crossbows, but that's a lot of... That's really good for sKNOWy.
That is huge.
Amazing.
And then Eislar is just forever away from imp now. Like, I thought he would have been able to idle click up, but he's going after the fish, but you're right, the pikes will keep it safe.
Yep. We'll get 1 fish and chip and 1 trap, but that's about it. And now Eislar has dropped to 2nd TC, but he's now behind on military and on eco.
Now,
as we have a man-at-arms on the field.
Yeah.
Here's the man who coordinated this entire trap. This man-at-arms. He was like, "Hey, I'm in my barracks getting trained. I'm seeing a trap here. Let's do it, boys." All right.
That was a great trap by sKNOWy.
That was amazing. More archery ranges coming up for sKNOWy here, though. He's gonna commit to his crossbow play. And resource is actually looking decent here. He's gonna be able to click up pretty soon. And get to Imperial Age well ahead of Eislar.
I was favoring Eislar's position because like he was going into Lithuanian speedy skirms. I thought the Knight Skirm combo would just kind of run over his fish boom and clean everything up, but you know, a great quick wall play by sKNOWy, and in my opinion, has completely turned this game around. And now, I almost believe it's sKNOWy's game to lose. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, Eislar's doing the right things to catch up, right? He's dropping more TCs, he's dropping more archery ranges to really build his force up. We do have a monastery now, and a monk is being trained, so we should see the relics coming in soon. But definitely favor sKNOWy at the moment.
I mean, we're going to have an ARB spike, and the Lithuanians won't immediately have access to that +4 Pierce armor, so they'll be stuck at, what, +6?
Yeah, so it's going to be hard. He'll need the numbers, right, of knights, but if he can get the knights in close, they can still hit those ARBs pretty hard if they manage to, if he manages to get the plus attack. We have our initial 3 deer are now in the... Oh, 3 deer, and there's a second set of deer.
I can see 2.
He's got...
Oh, I see 3.
Yeah, they're all sectioned off very nicely. Eislar does still have to bring in a 4th deer from that group in the north.
Yeah,
or
I think
okay, there is still 1 jaguar that I'm seeing. Hold on, how many jaguars are still on this map?
Oh, we got a big engagement in the center of the map.
Okay, there are only 2 jaguar left on this map. Okay. Eislar trying to take a fight before Arb comes in, I guess.
Well, sKNOWy didn't even have Bodkin yet.
No. Although, also, Eislar didn't have the 2nd armor upgrade for the skirms, which is coming in now. And those skirms will actually do nicely against both the crossbows and the pikemen.
Do you think with the food, I don't think he can get into Force Levy yet, but do you think sKNOWy goes for a castle where he has his army for map control, or do you think he should do it more conservatively on his fish boom on the hill a little bit to the east of that hill where his army is?
I think that hill is a good position since he wants it. He wants control of that. Obviously, if you look at his army positioning, so if he's looking to start a push, having that castle on there is going to be huge, and it's also... Having that castle there kind of allows you to wall off a bit and keep his fish safe.
Yeah, this is a win for Eislar on this engagement.
Yeah. Yeah. Not enough pike numbers there, and too many pikes fighting the skirms instead of the knights. So this time Eislar gets the clear. And castle coming up for Eislar as well, so I expect to see latest soon.
I do like sKNOWy's castle on his main gold.
Yep.
I think that's a good decision. I still don't know how he's going to defend his dock.
No, I think he's not going to be able to. I think this time he can, you know, keep some fishing ships in the middle mainly, but he doesn't have an answer to this army right now. Halber's coming in, but he's got 3 pikemen.
I mean, you've got 20 skirms on the field, and you're still fighting a counter unit into knights. So I think Eislar's army trades well. I was hoping for sKNOWy's sake that he might have a good food eco and go Force Levy, but
yeah, sKNOWy kind of stopped build production, which isn't great he has a lot of food, so he could keep producing that to keep the boom going. Remember, he needs to boom for resources and he needs to boom for Bible camp.
He has to have 100, right?
Right.
Of
He
the
needs
same?
100 of the same gender. He doesn't even have 100 vills total. He's at 74. Like, we're nowhere close to Bible camp, you guys. Ooh, Karambit versus Skirm. That would be a good idea. And the Karambits would already have a lot of upgrades, right?
Oh yeah.
They're
they
cheap,
get the
they're
armor
fast.
free.
They have full armor already. That
I
might...
mean, they're gonna get run down by Lithuanian Knights, though.
Right, but right...
Plus 5?
It's
now?
not a long-term solution, right? But right now, if you're looking at that group of skirms in the middle of the field, a couple of Karambits could deal with that pretty nicely. And
Yes,
you do have Halbs here that are just not slow.
Snowy needs ballistics too. Like, do you think he forgot that he hasn't researched it yet? Or, like, forgot-
Well, I mean, he does have a university, and he is floating the research. I think he's just getting too focused on the micro to really be thinking about the macro, his eco, and all that. As he now moves villagers out to the side, he's in damage control mode, right? And yeah,
Well,
there's
Eislar's up to Imp.
Eislar's up to Imp.
It's gonna get scary. I
Yes.
think the Lithuanians have the better late game comp.
Yes, depends on how late the late game goes, right?
Well, true. Force Levy's strong. That is true.
But yeah, current standing, if one player resigns right now, neither player will have completed their quest.
He's still at 3.
He's still
I'm
at
glad-
3, and honestly, pushing a deer through half of his eco is going to be so much worse.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
And he
man.
can't go for jaguars anymore because there's only 2 jaguars left on the field. Less even. I think one of them was I think there's no jaguars left on the map. Ooh, I
And
think...
you might-
Has Eislar
right.
seen this dock? He hasn't. He doesn't know this is here.
Oh, the knight in the west. It
Yeah,
just can't see the dock, right?
It doesn't have the vision range. He has no idea that pond is there. Sneaky fish boom. Eislar is kind of locking down the map, placing another castle in the east there to kind of control the corner and protect his own gold.
I mean, I think that's also a safe latest production if he does choose to go into that. But I mean, he's got 14 knights in queue. He's going to be imp soon.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's
got
really
3 relics.
interested in latest at the moment.
I
I think it'd be worth
know.
even just mixing in a few latest with the knights. Like, you don't have to go full latest if you don't have the production buildings, but go ahead and mix in a few with the knights, right? Can't hurt.
I mean, I prefer latest against halbs too, just because
Yeah.
you kill them so fast they don't get as many chances to inflict the bonus
Yeah.
damage.
Ooh, Treb's rolling out from sKNOWy. He doesn't have the numbers, he doesn't have anything to deal with the skirms right
No.
now, which...
I agree. I think if Eislar wants to shut this down at any moment, he has the military to do it.
Ooh, Tower Shields coming out for Eislar. He's gonna commit to those skirms, but triple Treb from sKNOWy, but there's... I don't know if the knights can protect those halbs, or the halbs can protect the trebs from the knights.
No, they can't. The knights they're literally...
They can't, but it's 3 trebs. The castle's still gonna go down, and this is gonna be really close. Okay, Tower Shields
I
just come in, but the castle goes down.
Yeah, the castle's
from
down,
sKNOWy.
but I mean, what are you gonna raid with? Like, I mean, you can maybe get some Karambits on the field and put it in the eco, but I mean, it's just trash units right now.
It is. sKNOWy needs to figure out what he's gonna work and go into a comp, but it does cost map control and resources for Eislar and denies some of that latest production that we're talking about, as Eislar's actually going for Cavalier now.
I mean, he already has such good knight numbers. Like, he has 20 knights on the field right now, 10 more in queue.
Ooh,
I mean,
ballistics.
That's not the person who needs to be researching it either, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
guess
mean,
maybe
if he's-
sKNOWy doesn't want to go archers into
Yeah.
Lithuanians, which I can see why.
Well, yeah,
but
against Tower Shield skirms, you don't want to go...
he needs a power unit.
Well, what do you go for here as melee? You have
I
the
mean,
halves.
I was hoping for his sake he would have that strong fish boom and get force levy and just go like 80-90 on food and just turbo militia and just outlast them.
Uh-huh.
But
Or, I mean,
I
if
mean,
you
at this
had the
point,
big food echo, you could even think about mixing in some elephants, right?
I mean, elephants would do. I
They're
feel
not
like,
great elephants, but they're cheap elephants, and you can
I
use
mean, I
them to
think
kind
they
of
trade effectively.
tank the skirm fire, if nothing else.
Yeah, because there's no bonus damage. I mean,
And if
yeah,
you
they'll be
mix those with
taking.
halbs or something,
Elephants would be good. I mean, I think a Malay elephant as a melee unit trades pretty effectively against a knight line, right? Even if it's
yeah.
Lithuanian.
I mean, just with the numbers, it's gonna be rough. But it's that if you have that melee food boom behind it, you can sustain it, right?
I agree. Like, yeah,
I think it'd be
maybe
cost
elephants would be better.
effective reasonably. As sKNOWy has another 3 trebs, but he's lacking army. He's lacking army. There's 37 cavalry on the field, and there's only 29 halbs.
Yeah, it's just like whenever Eislar wants to take this battle, it's basically his. And Eislar's just being really cautious, just running the health into the skirms.
Trebs are up. That was a decent first engagement for sKNOWy, who's gonna try and snipe this Treb from Eislar.
Oh, Eislar's going out to raid too. This is looking
Oh,
really bad.
yep. They're going out
there's
wide.
nothing. Yeah, sKNOWy's about. Yeah, this is over, sadly, I think. Eislar's played really well. Now, does he have the challenge done, though? The important
He
thing.
does not. He does not. And I'm trying to decide
one
right
of them got
now.
out. A deer got out. It's only 2 deer now, I think.
What?
You see? I think where the deer got out. Do you see it wandering by, I think it's running away.
It is! It is! He's escaped! We have a runner! How did that even happen? I guess he didn't lock escape. No! There's a hole in the wood line! There's a hole in the wood line again! Once again, the lumberjacks have ruined the national forest. Oh no.
And, you know, the sad thing for sKNOWy is he just never had enough bills to even do his challenge.
Oh, Eislar's found the west dock though and just dropped a tower on that to nuke that entire fish boom. That's smart play from Eislar, super unfortunate for sKNOWy, but again, you gotta protect that, right? And
that's GG.
Looks like I wrote GG. So, that's... remember on the scoreboard we're doubling points so I can keep track because the scoreboard doesn't give me half points, but that's 2 for Eislar for winning a game, -1 for not completing his challenge, and Snowmanlord is actually at -1 for not completing his challenge.
Oh no. sKNOWy.
I was gonna say, I wonder if at this point in the game sKNOWy just tries to turtle it out and builds as many villagers as he can to try and build a Bible camp in the back here. Right? Just try and send those in just to try and get that quest completed.
And the crazy thing was he a lot of his eco is in fish too, and they don't have a gender that you can sequester for Bible camp.
Yeah, but I think if sKNOWy had hard committed to booming and going defensive, he might have been able to do something. Let's check though. What was the KD is wild. That's just the army. I was missing the army from sKNOWy. He was floating a lot of resources, but it felt like he couldn't decide what to do.
And that's what was kind of earlier in the game. I just didn't think he had the archer numbers early enough to contest the knights, so he abandoned it, and then he just never was able to adopt a power unit. And he was floating over 2K gold towards the end of that game. And I think sKNOWy really, he had a great trap, and I think maybe he just felt like he didn't have a good unit to go for or a way to get there. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But I mean the boom just also wasn't enough, right? sKNOWy maxed out at 100 villagers total. At his peak, he had the amount of villagers required for his quest, but then again, not of one gender and not, so yeah, that's game 1, folks.
I still think it was a great game, though. I think they both played well.
Yeah, it was well played, and it was super entertaining, especially watching the national parks. That was great.
The deer escape was the best moment in my opinion.
It was that was wild. Nope. All right, so game 1 was on Arabia, and Win goes to Eislar. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you have Capture H Pro, but was there a way you could check any huge micro spikes for Eislar when he was trying to lure the deer while microing his scouts against the
Good
spears?
question.
I didn't know if you had it.
Okay, we have insane micro spike at minute 12,
Maybe that was it. That might have been it.
which, if you look at that, that's right about when they were getting double bid axe. So I think that is when Izar did the most to try and push those deer, is these early APM spikes here
Okay,
that we're seeing.
okay.
With this lag in between, maybe when he realized that deer is going back and there was nothing he could do, so he gave up. And then the next
Oh
spike when he
man.
goes back to pushing, yeah,
I feel for him.
amazing.
I'm so lazy. Sometimes I just mill my deer because I'm just like, I don't have the APM for this.
All right. All right. So, map 2 is coming. Yeah, I mean, it's wild to try and remember to do this while you're also trying to win a game, right? But
Exactly.
that's the whole joke behind this. Um, is we have map 2, which will be on Land Madness.
All right.
It looks like sKNOWy's going for national parks on this one, so the one that Eislar just did. He's gonna go
Okay.
for here, which is interesting because you have
Wait,
these
the wood
nicely
line?
square wood lines. Yeah, he's gonna need a wood line. So he's gonna have to chop away half a wood line so that he can actually build his national park. Because remember that
Oh,
each
dang.
forest
Yeah.
is surrounded by this area that you can't build on.
Yeah.
So he'll have to chop half a wood line, and he'll have to make sure that unlike Eislar's lumberjacks, he doesn't cut away too much of it. And then find deer and or wolves to trap in there.
It's gonna be tricky.
Yeah. Yeah. Question is,
Snowy chose national parks for Land Madness.
yeah, yeah, that's
He
his
must have a,
choice,
he
right?
must have a
So,
strategy thing or something.
so the trees, the ruling is that, was I think one side of the park must be completely enclosed and contain forest on one side. So essentially, if you look at 4 walls, one of those walls has to be woodline. Siege Onager the woodlines. This is a map where you could
Oh
actually
my.
siege Onager the entire woodline. Oh, Eislar's doing Bible camp on this one. All right, so we have swapped quests for these two.
All right.
Curious
So
to
then
see.
does that mean they'll have wait,
Yes, that
join
means they'll have mirrored quests.
final one.
Final
Golly.
game. Exciting stuff.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back. That was a good observation about the wood lines on Land Madness. I'm quite curious to see how sKNOWy's going to do this.
Yeah.
The man must have a plan. He's got to. He's very creative.
Excellent, excellent. Well, great game one. That was highly, highly entertaining with the deer. That was.
Great.
this is quickly becoming one of my favorite quests.
I agree.
Yeah.
Eislar is going to be kicking himself for
Yeah.
not completing that one.
Yeah. Well, he would,
Excellent.
even if he hadn't, right, even if he hadn't released the deer and chopped the wood line, he still wouldn't have completed it because it was only ever his initial 3 deer in there.
What happened to the other one? Because there were 4 over there.
I don't
couldn't
know.
figure out what
So
happened.
every time I checked the second group of deer that he started pushing, that there was one was from a group of 3 in the far north, and there was always 3 deer up there every time I checked. So maybe he tried to push, but it ran back. I don't know. Looks like game 2 is already live. These guys are moving
Excellent.
fast.
I know these guys are ready to play. All right, well, you guys have fun casting. I'll see you guys at the start of the next one.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
What about trapezoidal shaped park with a skin? If you have one tree, it's not a wood line. I feel like you need at least 2 trees to justify a line.
We got
But I'm gonna
versus
say you're gonna have a
Manforest.
hard time creating a park that's like 2 squares wide and trapping all the stuff you need in there. It's possible, but it seems easier to just leave like 4 trees beside each other up. But we'll see. So yeah, like I said, Land Madness. Each wood line surrounded by this terrain that you cannot build on. So sKNOWy's gonna have to deal with that, as he actually has an interesting connected wood line down here. sKNOWy opting to go for Teutons here. for his Teuton.
I I think I like Eislar Civ better for this.
Eislar
I
Magyars. Magyars are a classic Land Madness Civ, right? With the early scouts that you can push. You have so much early pressure that you can go for there. However, um, I don't feel like
don't
Magyars boom up super well. And oh yeah, overlay screen. Thank you. Um,
the only thing I'm thinking is, do you think is that like the play here?
so
I'm trying to think
yeah,
of the Teutons
potentially
here.
Teuton Towers. I'm not sure. So yeah, the thing about Magyars is, in terms of like map Civ, it's great. In terms of booming up late game, you're gonna have to invest a lot of your population into villagers, right? Because you need at least 100 villagers for Bible camp plus whatever else you want for your eco, which means you have very few military units that you can build, which means you need an extremely strong military unit. Magyars are probably going to go for Cav Archers late game, but Cav Archers you need a big mass, which means you need a lot of military. And so that's going to kind of come into conflict with his villager mass, I think, and might hurt his military if he has too many villagers, that his Cav Archers aren't sufficient in numbers to perform. Or on the other side, if he has too many Cav Archers, he won't be able to complete his quest.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being a problem. I will say though, with the Cav Archers imp upgrade, where their Cav Archers get +1 attack and range, I believe, they're going to be able to kite the Teuton Sturm since Teutons are missing Bracer. So
That is true, and
um,
with Teutons being explosive anyway, he might be able to make it work.
maybe sKNOWy plans on going Teuton Tower defense into just a Scorpion defense and with some pikes. I'm curious how we'll play this. I mean, Magyars only get Blast Furnace. That's their only real early game, like for early aggression or eco, is my understanding. So, I mean, we could say the Teutons maybe get farms down faster and get higher scout numbers, and then he just kind of maintains map control that way.
Yeah.
I think I guess that'd be another angle. I'm just not sure how they're planning to play this.
Yeah, I'm curious. Are these? Oh no, what are? I guess arguably these south deer are sKNOWy's starting deer. There are a lot of deer on this map. He's gonna have a much easier time getting additional deer for his park. Panda
So-
Pickle, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Sorry, go ahead.
So sKNOWy is doing the national parks, and we're not saying the ones on the front are starting. We're saying the
No,
ones by
I
his
think
back
I
goal
think
are
the ones in
starting,
the
right?
back by the back gold are his
Okay.
ones. They are slightly closer.
Okay.
I think you can.
I got a little nervous.
Yeah, I
saw
thought for a
some
minute I was like,
villagers
oh
eating
no,
deer.
did he just shoot his starting deer and like immediately fail the quest? That would be terrible. All
That
right,
would've been tragic.
Poll says
Like-
that Eislar is going to win game 2, but without quest completion.
Just like game 1.
Just like game 1.
You know, I gotta applaud sKNOWy here. The man was luring a boar and pushing a deer simultaneously for a bit. Now, fortunately, the deer went back on him, but I gotta take my hat off to him. That is a very ambitious task for someone like me.
Yeah, Drewster, for determining starting deer, I think most maps is going to be more obvious than this one. I think on this map, you could make an argument for the south deer or the north deer that sKNOWy's currently pushing to be his starting deer, but the south are slightly closer. So I think you can give it the benefit of the doubt. It's a bit, yeah. It's definitely not these ones, because those are a group of 4 deer, and your starting deer are going to be 3.
Well, I'm a little nervous for sKNOWy here because Eislar is already almost feudal.
Yep.
And he is going to have scouts with Blast Furnace immediately. Or not
Yep.
Blast... Forging, my bad.
Yeah, with
Forging immediately. Need to remember the names
And
of the upgrades.
yeah, barracks are up, so he's looking to go for early pressure. We're going to see that. Yeah, he has 11 on wood. He'll be able to drop a stable.
I mean, he'll be there 90 game seconds prior to sKNOWy before he can even create a spear. So he might get scouts there before sKNOWy can do anything. You'd at least force them off berries, I think.
Potentially. The question is if sKNOWy just decides to drop a tower then. And yeah, he doesn't. I mean, again, this goes back to the same issue as Southpaw versus Fletcher in game 1. If you apply too much of that early pressure and your opponent resigns, you're gonna fail your quest.
Yep, I remember watching that one.
So there's an argument to be made here to be very careful about how much pressure you apply. I think it's still good for Eislar to apply that early pressure. You want to take advantage of that as Magyars. You want to get some damage if you can. If you're getting into a position where you realize, hey, I'm steamrolling him, maybe back off a bit, right?
You can see that. But Eislar hasn't queued any scouts yet, so maybe Eislar's opting for a boom approach.
Stable is up, but no additional scouts in queue. Actually got 2 spearmen out, so expecting
sKNOWy's going
sKNOWy to go,
barracks, or that's blacksmith. And
that's
stable.
blacksmith and stable. So sKNOWy's gonna try to get to castle age pretty quickly here, but also stable opening, and is continuously pushing in more deer, and chopping
sKNOWy
away.
sKNOWy has over a minute more idle TC time. Oh no.
Which equates to 2 villagers.
Ooh.
And Eislar actually also has horse collar already, which is going to be nice for that wood.
I mean, Tootin farms are really good. I love them. And I mean, just sKNOWy's still behind on the scouts at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got 3 spears though, so I mean, nothing he has to worry about too much. But his spears are going forward.
His spears and his scouts are going forward. He's got nothing at home, and the scouts from Eislar are coming in.
Yeah, no, it's.
This is.
I mean, it's only 2, so he can fight it off with.
Well,
those,
with a third following up, he can
Oh,
defend
yeah,
this,
there
but
it
it's
is.
going to be unfortunate. He does lose a forward scout to spears in the meantime. Excuse me. Okay, now if you're Eislar, where do you build your Bible camp?
So it's just I have to fence in 100 villagers of the same sex around an outpost. Was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can build it anywhere, I think the north. Just do north maybe.
Ooh, villager snipe. Almost a second villager down. Spearman
He's got
pushes
so
him
many-
away. Eislar's coming back for this though.
There's
And
so many unfinished farms around that
second
TC.
villager down.
That's giving me
New
anxiety.
chase, but that's 2 ego kills. Eislar's now up by 6 villagers ahead of sKNOWy.
Yeah, and then sKNOWy's TC's idle right now too.
Yeah, sKNOWy needs loot. He needs to get
It's
loot.
like it's literally a 25% vill difference for Eislar. It's
Yeah.
even greater than that now.
Yeah,
This
he
is-
could have already have 2 vills more alive just by as he goes out for these deer. He's gonna push away the scouts for now. But again, Eislar has map control. He has scouts, he has a lot of spears at home as well to defend himself against potential cavalry coming in. And he's gonna drop an blacksmith, sorry now. So I think he's
Yeah,
gonna think
he's
about
supposed
going
to.
up to castle soon.
I mean, you have 4 scouts for your map control. You already know you're ahead in bills. Even if you assume that sKNOWy's had no idle CC, like you know you're ahead in bills
Yeah.
because you've got 2 bill picks.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you don't see a lot of military production, in my opinion, it stands to reason that you just go up to castle and get knights on the field first.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think if you're Eislar now, this is the point where you start thinking about, okay, I did ego damage, I'm ahead. I'm gonna go up to Castle Age and maybe start heavily booming. Take advantage of my advantage to work on my quest, right? To get the amount of villagers I need. And then as you're building that eco, start going into cav archers or whatever, you've got some time for yourself, right? And Teutons are also a slow moving civ. sKNOWy's in no position to come forward right now, and his units will be slow, so you have time now to think about the quests, I think.
So, are you saying strategically? This is the thing I like about this challenge is it adds another element to the game of. Do you think it would be favorable to not then show knights out of worrying it would intimidate your opponent to resign and then thereby making you fail the quest? Or do you think a couple knights on the field just to cement your control would still be the correct play? Because that's something I genuinely have to ask myself now.
I think some knights is fine. I think even some light pressure is fine. But I don't think you try to steamroll it, right? You don't flood knights into his base, because then you're gonna force him to. Then he'll be at a point where he'll just say, you know what, this isn't worth it. I'm gonna resign.
Well, I mean, he's gonna be well ahead. He might be in castle before sKNOWy clicks up because sKNOWy doesn't have anyone in gold.
No, sKNOWy is now kind of starting to get down some walls for himself that he does desperately need. It looks like we sort of have the makings of a national park, but again, there's this border that he can't build over.
I mean, what if he Vil blocks? What if he just keeps a Vil permanently on the unbuildable terrain and acts like it's a little living door?
I'm not sure if that would count as a wall.
Oh, good point. Okay,
I think. All right, chat. Here's what I think. I think if you use a relic to plug that hole,
oh my god,
you count that. I think that counts as wall, because
that'd be pretty cool.
Because it's an immobile object, right? It can be carried away by monks, but it's arguably wall. So I think if he used a relic to plug the hole, that's the way that he can get over this terrain and close out without, building. But I don't think a Vil counts.
Well, I mean, you're definitely right. Eislar, I think, is making the right decision. He's immediately plopping down 2 TCs, getting his eco upgrades.
Yeah, well, his eco upgrades and presumably, going for that boom, right? Hold on. The national park says the park must be completely enclosed. So it doesn't say it has to be walled in, but it has to be enclosed. And I think a relic counts as enclosing something. I don't think placing a Vil counts as enclosing something, but I would count a relic.
So you don't believe that human shields exist?
I believe they exist. I don't think they're a viable option or a long-term solution to your problems.
We'll do some Attack on Titan. There'll just be a wall of people.
Yeah. If you think your opponent is trying to sandbag their score so they can resign, do you start sandbagging your score to block that? Good
we've got
question.
A big red on the right.
That would be hilarious to see a game where one person is nuking their own score so they have the difference that they can resign, and the other person starts nuking. So both players start nuking their entire economy and military just so that one player can't immediately resign. Which then actually means that this might give the underdog player the advantage, because if the other player, in an effort to keep you from resigning, over nukes himself, you may be in the lead now. Okay.
The red collected is already looking pretty grim.
It is, yeah. Eislar's way up. How many tigers?
Yeah.
There are 5 tigers on the field. I think if you're sKNOWy though, and you're building this national park, which I think he's starting to realize the wall problem here. As we see multiple walls come up and none of them seem to be able to be closed. Maybe sKNOWy didn't have a strat for doing national forest on this map.
No.
Maybe he didn't. I'm starting to suspect, and yeah, still no loom for sKNOWy either.
Hey, yeah.
Wait, has he not picked up loom yet?
He does not have loom. He's also he has 3 on gold just now. He doesn't have the gold to go castle, and it's more gold for loom, right? So he's trying. I think he needs a market. He needs to sell some of this 1400 food that he's floating, or he needs to build more stables and send some scouts for pressure. But he has 5 scouts. Tricky. Oh man.
I mean,
oh no, he does have a market. He has a market. So yeah, he has the res, so go up to Castle Age, but also sell. No, get loom first. Get loom, then go up to Castle Age.
Is Eislar gonna idle for imp?
Maybe? That seems like a bad idea. He needs to get over 100 villagers, right? He's barely got 50.
Okay, yeah. I saw him not queuing any bills. Maybe he was just really busy with his light cav.
Yeah, sKNOWy is moving forward with a light cav now. We'll see the cav archers try to get some counter eco damage, but those scouts are all weak already.
I am a firm believer that Teuton should be given light cav. Would it make him broken? Maybe, but they deserve it. It's the best save.
I do wonder if maybe the bloodletting was too much for sKNOWy here. Like, usually... Okay, alright, he's pushing deer in, but now what?
You think he maybe just gets his deer in and resigns?
Well, he needs to still close his national park.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, you think he's going for quest completion, and then
potentially he might. He's trying to do what Eislar did before to wall in those. Yeah. All right. So he's walling in that first deer, and actually, did he have a deer from super far away? There's a fourth. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no, it was originally 3 deer there, so yes,
yeah.
I think he is pushing one.
So maybe that was one of the far ones. So he may be going for quest completion and then resign. Yeah, yes, Eislar is doing Bible camp. We have 6 TC boom happening over here. Putting Gamer Legion to shame with this boom.
I mean, what's to punish Eislar from TCs? Like, he's still
nothing.
In feudal. Like,
right, he can freely go for this and get his quest done. Right, it is gonna be a race. It might actually be a race to quest completion now, because sKNOWy might see that he's got over 1,000 score difference and decide, all right, I'm gonna push in these deer. I'm pretty close anyway, and then I'm gonna resign and deny some points for my opponent.
Well, sKNOWy could totally click Castle Age.
He could, and
right.
Since he's not, that again makes me wonder if he's planning to.
I believe it's sKNOWy. He's got a plan.
There is alright. I have 4 deer highlighted. Oh no, the 4th one ran all the way over here. Interesting. Yeah, it does look like sKNOWy's going for quest then resign. So then the question becomes, how does Eislar stop sKNOWy from resigning? Does he throw something? Does he do something to try and make sKNOWy think he has an advantage as TC number 7 comes up?
I mean, I just think at this point there's no way. Like,
well, Eislar can do some stuff to nuke a score a bit, right? He can maybe delete his monastery, so he also isn't getting relic income. He can idle some of his eco, especially the non-food eco. But he needs to get a move on with his battle. He has passed 100 villagers. He's at 104.
Just deleted his whole camp.
Oh no!
The deer died. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, that's tragic.
Was that one of the starting deer? It was.
I think he's tilted. I think.
Tilted. Honestly, I can relate.
Oh, that's tragic.
Oh no! sKNOWy shot a deer. Oh no! Well, he's going up to castle now. He's gonna do it, and to be entirely fair, he can do some. He can get some raiding in. He can. Eislar has so much eco right now, and not actually that much military.
So many TCs. He
does.
TCs.
He does. But that's just more vills to kill, right?
I mean, you could like send out only specific bills and be like, oh yes, kill my male bill or my female bills, whichever one you don't care.
I mean, you can just just send the ones you don't want, right?
Let the enemy do the culling.
Okay, so at this point, do you sort your eco? Do you decide, alright, I'm going to keep the female villagers, so I'm going to send them back to the safe wood lines, and I'm going to get rid of the male villagers by sending them to the front exposed TCs where they get sniped?
It sounds like an ant colony. It's like you just look at them and decide what their role in life is.
It sounds like a borderline war crime, to be honest.
To the mines with ye!
Oh no. Oh no, this is not politically correct. Alright, thumb ring coming in for Eislar, but only 6. Oh, okay, he's got 9 more cav archers in queue. Teutons do get the extra armor, which is gonna help. We got 4 stables right now for sKNOWy. As
I mean, sKNOWy can click him. Like
he can. He has the res. Or he might just go for 4 stable production. Yep, 12 knights in queue.
Oh my god.
Just immediately 12 knights in queue. That's wild.
Yep. That is wild. Hit castle and 12 knights. Yep. Wait, from 4 stables too, right? You said?
Yeah,
Oh
on
my
4
gosh.
stables. I think if you're Eislar now, you maybe consider he's up to castle age. I have 1,400 stone in the bank. Maybe drop some defensive castles.
No, I like that. I mean, I think just one in the center of the map
Oh,
on that stone and gold.
He's not
would be
dropping a
perfect.
castle in the center map. He's dropping a Bible camp in the center of the map.
God. Oh, and then sKNOWy won't be able to actually. I guess his quest is already over because he shot his starting.
Yes,
gear,
but sKNOWy can still deny Eislar's quest. That is definitely still an option, and we now have a good-sized army from sKNOWy going forward. Knights wreck Bible camp all the time. Yep, sKNOWy will see this and know something. If you're sKNOWy, you look at this and go, this is my opponent's quest, this is not happening. Absolutely not.
Now, do they know what the other had last game? Do they know what quests?
No, they don't even know that they have the same quests. Each player only knows their own set of quests. They don't know that the other player received the same 3 quests.
Oh god, this spearmen are gonna disappear so fast.
Yeah. But sKNOWy looks like he'll take down a TC.
I mean, Eislar has 6k wood, 2,000 stone. Like, the man can build some more PCs.
It's
if
true.
He so chooses.
It's true.
Like, he's already at 170 vills. Like, I mean, Burgundians would just be like the ultimate civ to do this with. Wait, so they got to pick their challenge, right?
Yes.
Oh my god. But did they have to pick their civs before the challenges were revealed?
No, they didn't. So they can look at, I'm gonna do this challenge on this map, and I'm gonna use this civ to do it.
Oh my god. Burgundians would be so good for that.
There's the
challenge.
defensive castle from Eislar. I think, well, sKNOWy does lose all the scouts. I was gonna say, I think it's worth splitting the scouts away from this fight and just trying to see where you can do damage with them.
I mean, Eislar's gonna be in him. He's got 40 cav archers in queue with 30 on the field already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Teutons don't have husbandry. It's just.
It's, well, yeah, they're always gonna be slower, right? But they're also tanky. Alright, cruising, how's it going?
Well, if Eislar doesn't micro, okay, there we go.
Yeah, if he doesn't micro, then the Knights
I was
actually have a
gonna
chance,
say.
but he's down 11. The problem is, okay, sKNOWy has 1,600 food banked. He needs to, I don't know,
Oh, it just disappeared to 20 knights.
there you go, queue's another 20. Yeah, difficult. Do you try to raid your way back into this game as Eislar abandons his decoy camp and goes for another stonewalled camp on the other side of the map?
Oh my god.
The sneaky actual camp.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's a good idea. Like, sKNOWy saw the Palisade camp, and he's probably thinking, oh, this is
sKNOWy's
where
Bill
I'm
walled in a monk from Eislar. Just
Wait, where is
north,
this?
just north of the stone wall camp. Eislar has a monk with the relic, and sKNOWy walled him in.
Oh my god. The quick walls.
That's amazing. He did delete the bill because the monk started converting. But yeah, Eislar's starting to send villagers, but he needs to.
Well, he's sending all sorts of villagers.
Yeah, this is
Maybe he's going for the gold?
maybe he's just
Or
gonna
just a
send
bunch of
all his villagers and hope there's either 100 male or 100 female in there.
Does it have to be exclusively one
Yes,
type? Or
yes.
can it be like... So, like, there can't be any... Like, if you choose male bills, you can't have any female bills.
Yeah,
in
so the quest stipulates contain no, hold on, that's national force. Place 100 vills of the same gender. Which, if he has 100 male villagers and then a couple female villagers, I think that's fine. But okay, he's going for female. We're at 13.
Okay.
We're at 13. That's 13% of 100. Looks like the ladies go to Bible camp while the men have to work.
We've got 15 female bills.
Okay,
All right,
but
15% away.
this is a huge target for sKNOWy now, right?
Oh, imagine if you petarded in.
Yeah.
Just
Take
like,
a
snipe
ram,
out
take a
people.
petard. Eislar has to put all his focus onto defending this. And so what sKNOWy can do is push here, but then just send
Wait.
some knights raiding throughout the eco.
Okay, I feel like a terrible caster, but did sKNOWy kill Eislar's NPC?
I don't think so.
Was Eislar not on the way to Imp? I'm confused now.
He may have cancelled it. He is on his way up now. I honestly missed that myself.
Cancel. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got so distracted by Bible camp
Yeah,
that I completely missed out on the fact that
he
a
might
POH
have.
been
He
denied.
did kill these two TCs over here. I didn't pay attention to what TC, but sKNOWy's doing the right thing. He's got a siege workshop in the back. He's
Oh
got a
my-
siege workshop in the back. He's sniping, and this is his way back into the game, right? Because
Oh,
Eislar
this could be hilarious.
can't steamroll him as long as he's trying to complete Bible camp. So sKNOWy just targets Bible camp enough that Eislar has to keep defending it, and then just goes raiding. Because the Cav Archers can't defend the eco and Bible camp at the same time.
I will say though, like in a way, sKNOWy sniping vills at this point, if they're not female vills, is actually good for Eislar. Because then that frees up pop, because Eislar is pop right now.
It is, but he's sniping both. How many vills? We have 28 vills in here. As Eislar will drop a TC on that siege workshop.
Oh no, that's a castle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he is not
yeah.
playing.
Nope, he does not want this. Oh boy.
Well, he is at 31 vills, so you're right. He's
And he's chopping. He's just chopping TCs throughout. He's like, you know what? My Cav Archers can defend Bible Camp. The castles will defend my eco. Bracer coming in. Chemistry coming in.
this is actually good for sKNOWy right here though. Like Eislar, I mean, he has 6k food, so I don't think it's a huge deal. But I mean, most of his farming eco is kind of gone.
Well, yeah, and remember that Eislar's eco gets more and more nuked the more and more vills he sends to camp, which is currently 30 vills. So he has 140 vills, but only 110 of them are actually working. So Eislar may run into eco problems. As
He has so much food and wood bank.
we call it summer camp, but actually it's a mining camp. There's no rest no rest at camp, you guys. sKNOWy will, yeah, gulag. It's a freedom camp, is what they call it in.
Gonna rush.
Okay, all the archer, Cav Archer upgrades coming in now. Heavy Cav Archer. I don't think we've seen the unique tech yet.
He tasked his female vills to the gold, and some of them have actually left the confines of Bible camp
Oh no,
to go get their gold
they've
outside.
gone to the foreign gold.
Oh no.
And sKNOWy actually denies the castle here.
It's like Bible camp was too close to band camp, and there was some intermingling.
No.
Nothing but trouble.
Alright,
Oh,
knights
well,
are
the
down.
Cavalries are taking the Scorpions, so
No.
now they can get these knights.
And
Four mangoes, though.
say what you will, the eco KD is 46-4 right now. sKNOWy's knights are putting in work.
And like, Eislar went into so many TCs, he already has over 90 minutes in idle TC time.
It's wild.
That's what-
These two mangonels have 7 eco kills.
Yeah, but then Ice gonna clean both.
There you go. Okay, the Cav Archers do clean up the knights now. And now we're back in a position where sKNOWy's eco is so far behind, right?
No, he has like no army.
He's still on a single TC. He's at 70 vills now.
He's got 16 Teuton scouts in queue.
Yeah.
Bible camp is all but inevitable.
Yeah. And now sKNOWy starts thinking about, do I resign anyway? Right? He knows his own quest can't get completed. He's seen the eco from Eislar, so he's got a pretty good idea of what that looks like. And he sees the score difference. He's almost 10,000 behind at this point.
Yeah.
And sKNOWy still does not have loom.
Oh, gosh.
So yeah, I think if Eislar starts pressuring here, sKNOWy's just gonna say, you know what, no Bible camp for you, and resign. And Eislar is at 37 villagers. He still has a lot of villagers to send to camp.
I mean, as Eislar, I'm nervous. Like, I think he needs to just keep the Cav Archers back because
He's gonna.
I mean, there's nothing that stops you from winning this game.
Yes. However,
But
if you full idle your he's got 6. See, this is the problem that I said he'd run into early. He's at 60 military right now, most of that in Cav Archers. If he wants to keep all of them alive and place 100 villagers into the camp where most of them will be idle, his eco will be down to 30 vills. And while he's setting all that up, sKNOWy has time to boom back into the game. So Eislar's going to have to walk a very fine line if he wants to win the game and complete the quest, because if he pushes too hard, sKNOWy resigns, and he wins but fails his quest. And if he's too passive, he might complete his quest, but sKNOWy might be able to boom back into the game and actually take the win.
like, I agree. Like, being on a 30 vill economy for a little bit is pretty rough. But I mean, Eislar has 17k wood, 7k food.
Yeah, that's a good
1,000
point.
stone. Like, he has so much bank. Like, this he needed Rico. is what I'm beginning to think.
Oh, but he's back down to 32 vills in camp as a bunch of the vills head out for the external gold.
I know. They get tasked to gold. And they'll
yeah,
find it.
I mean, there's no more gold in camp. The camp gold has run out. Is he gonna? What do you think? Does he build a mill in camp to take these 3 deer, and then a lumber camp to take that 1 wood?
Oh my gosh.
How hard does he nerd to try and get some efficient? Although I guess building a lumber camp for 100 wood to take 1 wood forest for 100 wood is not reasonable. Alright, he's at 41 villagers, alright, he's at 60 villagers, he's getting there. He's getting there. sKNOWy needs to get a move on.
Yeah, I think he's got like about 70 female vills.
Yeah. He's getting there.
female vills
I
on the
think
way camp.
if you're sKNOWy at this point, what you have to do, you've seen the nuke.
sKNOWy have quite a few skirms on the way. Hello? Okay. Looks like Simon said his headset died. Well, double the score. It doesn't look good for our friend sKNOWy. I don't even know what the play is here, to be honest. Got 71 female villagers at Bible camp, and it's 29 more.
He's up to 85 military though. Like what he wants to do right now, what he's trying to do is get his villagers to camp and then steamroll sKNOWy, but if he's not careful, he won't have the villager numbers he needs. I mean, he'll just have to delete some military to get it, I guess, but...
He's at 79? Okay, yeah, 79 female vills in Bible camp. Wait, never mind. 3 males got selected. 76. Yeah, 76. Eislar has 5 on food, 7 on gold. That is his eco. I don't know if Kelly cooks in. Not that he do it full time, but. I started at 80. There's 20 more.
Alright.
I
think I'm back.
I can hear you.
Yeah, well, the question is if my headset is going to die again or whether they have enough juice now.
Oh, is it wireless?
It is wireless. I have it plugged in now to charge as Paladin is coming in.
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess at this point I'm not sure what sKNOWy's holding on for. Like 70 cav archers and you have 8 skirms? If this were me, I feel like I would just resign and hope that they hadn't completed their challenge yet. And Paladin's in. Does not look good for our snowman.
It's not 94 villagers, 95.
Oh my gosh.
Igen.
Jó napot!
Eislar's just deleting the mails.
Yeah, his waypoint forward and killing the guys as they enter the deadly line. sKNOWy is up to Imp, his 80 vills, but he has no military to speak of.
I mean, the cav archers could just take the fight skirms and it'd be fine.
Yeah. Well, this is where sKNOWy, if you had a castle with crenellations right now, all the cav archers in the world can't touch that. And that would buy him a lot of time, but he doesn't have the resources for it, right? No stone.
No, he has 10 knights in queue. I'm not sure why he's making knights still.
99 villagers, and that's 100. That's 100 villagers,
Yep,
and
that's 100 vills.
Eislar can
He's
go
got
all out
five
now.
And yeah, now the cav archers just move in and kill everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 70 cav archers and then some rams.
Yeah, he's just gonna nuke. There you go, this is over.
Sadly, the system.
Yeah.
I would like to hear what sKNOWy had in mind, because he knew he couldn't complete his, and the fact that Eislar wasn't engaging, I felt like would have told me that Eislar hadn't completed his either. So, I mean, being that far behind, not seeing a way back, wouldn't the alternate play be to resign early to revive him with the extra point?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he's thinking you can boom back in. Maybe I'll have the time, maybe not. Yeah, but congratulations to Eislar on completing a quest. So that's 2 points to Eislar for winning and 2 more for completing his quest.
Oh, I just felt so bad for sKNOWy with that deer.
That was so unfortunate, but at that point, right, the problem is it made it so bad for him because he was at a point where he had realized, all right, I'm far enough behind, I complete my quest and then resign.
Yep.
And then he can't complete his quest. He's like, okay, I can't complete my quest, but I'm also still so far behind, more even. What do I do now? And that's where you get that situation where he kind of tries to go, and he made good effort, right? He got a good amount of value out of those knights. Unfortunately, there wasn't much eco to back that up afterwards. So once that knight attack petered out, eventually, there was nothing else he could do anymore, right? And he never really got into much of a boom. He got hit super hard early with losing vills early with no loom, and also yeah, some idle TC time. I don't know where that came from. If he was just off his game a bit.
And he never got loom that game, did he?
No, he didn't. Loom never happened. I wonder if he was aware of that or whether at some point he decided, you know what, it doesn't matter anymore. Hard to say.
Oh, man.
But that is match 2, which will go in favor of Eislar as well.
So now we have to root for sKNOWy on game 3, right? Like, even though we're just casting, I mean, do we have to?
Oh yeah, it's sKNOWy time.
Bias
Yeah.
now? Okay, it's sKNOWy time.
No.
I like this.
Oh. Uh, I need imp into GG for bingo. Remember, the bingo cards are across games, so you can keep using your current bingo card to do that. All right, our last quest, Filthy Little Hobbitses, and this is going to be the one that both players have to do
Oh
before
my
the
god.
before the enemy resigns. You must get 2 Vil kills using 3 militia while the opponent is in the Imperial Age, and you have to win. Which means that whoever does not win this game also by default loses this quest.
Oh my gosh.
Gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be wild.
I
Uh,
love the name of the quest. I love the name.
filthy little hobbitses.
So, just as a clarification, the 3 militia, they can't, like, if you build more than 3, it has to be the exact same 3 militia that kill those 2 vills. Does that
Okay.
make sense? So you have to keep it. So if one of those militia die of the initial group, you have to reattempt.
Okay, so you can't kill the second Vil with the remaining militia, but you need the 3 militia to be alive throughout those 2 Vil kills.
Correct. That's the way I read the challenge.
Okay.
So.
Are we saying these militia need to stay militia?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not going to see any militia line upgrades, so probably not. Well,
Noble
okay,
gains.
so yeah, well the question is, do you then take an infantry civ so your militia are stronger, or do you not take an infantry civ because you can't really build infantry?
I would go with the latter strat personally.
I think, okay, you can go infantry civ if you have an alternate unit, right? Because Aztecs, you're probably not going to go men-at-arms line anyway. So you have strong men-at-arms with Garland Wars, you even have Jaguar Warriors to kill enemy militia, and your Eagles are going to do just fine.
Aztecs could be a good pick.
Me as an Aztecs player, I would say that Aztecs are a good pick here, you know?
Garland Wars.
And
Not bad, not bad.
You're
Garland
casual
War,
Aztecs
I think,
enjoy, right?
yeah.
I don't know. What about Celts though for the faster moving infantry?
That's
so
also a
that
good one,
they can
and
pick up with those vills.
right. And what other
Or Japanese for the
siege
faster
units-
attacking.
Yeah, what other infantry civs have counter infantry civs or units
Dravidians maybe.
with the Rumi? Yeah, okay. Do they get any bonuses to their civ though? Oh no, I don't want to host.
Ooh,
those.
he could go Malians for the extra Pierce armor so that they can raid a little bit easier.
Oh,
7 Pierce armor for militia.
Okay, I guess they don't. If you knew your opponent had this same quest, you go Spanish for supremacy vills
oh,
to make them hard to kill, or Incas for armor upgrades.
I love it.
And then, Incas armor upgrades. You have your pointy
or
boys.
Bohemians run away from them.
You have your slingers to deal with enemy infantry, and your pointy boys. Ooh. Oh yeah, Bohemians to run away faster. Oh man, there'd be so. Oh, I almost wish the players knew they had merit quests in this.
Well, I believe the game is up.
Yep, I am loading into it right now.
All right. Well, enjoy the cast. I'll
Yep,
see you guys on the other
you
side.
too. All right, guys, predictions. Who is going to win this game, and will they complete their quests when they do win the game, or will one player lose and will the other player still not complete his quest? How good at goleming are each of these players? All right. As we hop over to Capture Age, and hold on. Oh, let me just 1 second, guys. Let me turn on the sound here. If it's super quiet for you guys now, let me know. It's just extremely loud for me. I can turn it up for you guys without turning it up for me, but it's hard to hear other stuff. As we have an immediate pause come in. It looks like, all right, we got humans for Snowman Lord and Mongols for Eislar.
The challenge doesn't seem to really inhibit anyone's eco, so that should be good. So it should be a standard game up
Right.
until Imp, right?
It's gonna be, yeah, probably. It's gonna be a standard game until Imp. Both players just have to be careful not to upgrade their militia line, although I don't see humans or Mongols going for infantry, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Agreed.
it will be an issue finding two vills to kill with militia in imp against civs like humans and Mongols. Um, hmm, interesting. Do you go fast imp here to get there quick and snipe? Uh, I think you only rush imp if you think you can win on a fast imp, right? Because if you go fast imp, you snipe the vills but then lose the game, you've still lost the quest as
Yeah,
well.
I definitely don't think humans want to go
Yeah,
fast then.
humans aren't going to be fast imp. Mongols might be fast imp might be an option. It feels like Mongols also need an amount of, oh look, folks, if you had a bot shows up in chat on your sheet.
Okay, good. sKNOWy has
Whoops.
acquired Loom. There we go.
That is going to be important tech to have this this game in particular. Though again, they're not aware of it, right? Oh
No.
man.
To,
It'd be,
to
it'd
be
be
honest, like I almost am surprised Eislar didn't go for a fast castle here. Because I mean, I
oh
think
oh
humans.
man. Sorry, keep going. I thought they had paused the game. It turned out I had paused the game, so I was like,
Oh no.
it's minute 6. How do you know he's not going fast castle?
Oh.
They just started. Okay, but I'll have caught up to you shortly.
Okay. No, I cannot talk about that then. I was just thinking civ matchups. Humans tend to be really strong if they get to 2 TC boom. They don't have to, because like getting capped ram and castle is pretty solid. But I don't know. I think humans really do best when they're on 2 TCs, and I kind of was thinking maybe Mongols go FC into castle drop with Mengadai. Or
Yeah.
Step Lancers. I know the Step Lancer play is really solid with them because of the extra HP.
Yeah. I do really like sKNOWy's second TC placement. He's got hunt, he's got stone, he's got gold, he's got wood. That's all great. And I mean, there's a lot of spots that have a lot of those resources, but here he's also kind of denying it from Eislar. He's got loom, folks. The one issue he'll run into is this TC is pretty exposed. It's going to be an early target for Eislar for sure.
Yeah, I think Eislar just has to try and go up to castle as fast as possible. But I mean, when you say the second TC come down, aside from towers, the humans really can't make use of second TC if they go into military, right? So, isn't that kind of that's a solid read to make as a Mongol player, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, as Mongols play, if you see humans, you know they're probably gonna go feudal boom anyway, right? That's just what humans do. sKNOWy could add a ram here though, and put some pressure on Eislar if he wants to. And Eislar's just on scouts.
We'd have to have some spears or something.
Yeah, but if you do, I mean, spears aren't super hard to add. And then if you have rams with spears, Eislar only has scouts right now. He can't do anything against spear ram.
Although yes, I agree, but I think Vils would be okay at fighting it off. And then like the humans like I don't know if they'd have the eco to support.
Well, that's
siege push.
You don't want a full siege push, right? You just want to pressure the eco a bit, make it inefficient. So even if you're getting Eislar to pull a bunch of vills to fight this push, you're getting the job done. You're delaying his fast castle by idling his eco, and you don't.
Oh, I cannot believe Eislar missed that vill.
Oh man! Oh no! So. Yep.
Yeah.
And do we see a second vill go down? Nope, just the one.
Oh, there's a hole.
Oh,
that is tragic. That is tragic. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of dead vills here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind. We've only one.
I know, but more vills are being tasked out to the berries. That's two vills. See, and that's the sort of thing where it's like it's not it's not gonna kill sKNOWy, especially on 2 TCs. But again, this helps Eislar so much to know he's done some eco damage. And if sKNOWy could get some eco damage, even just by idling on Eislar with a small siege push, I think that would find value.
And he's housed. Like, he's housed on 2 TCs, so his idle TC time is just going through the roof.
Yeah.
Like, Eislar actually has a Vil lead in Feudal against 2 TC Cumans, and he'll be clicking up soon.
That's wild.
Like, this is not looking good.
Yeah, market is coming down for Eislar. As sKNOWy does place more houses. sKNOWy needs to wall himself in, I think. If he wants to go for a feudal boom, he needs to your opponent has scouts, so you can do small walls. But you need to have some sort of defense for your villagers if you're gonna just boom. Eislar doing a solid job though, up to Castle Age, has 6 scouts out.
I guess he's not going to go for Mangadai and Castle Drop.
No.
Because I haven't seen anyone go to Stone. So probably Step Lancers. You think that's the play?
Potentially. He's got full walls coming down around his base. He might go for, I don't know, scouts like have maybe some Step Lancers and just try to have a bit of pressure going. While at the same time booming up behind this, so he can go to... Ooh, Eislar attempts the quick walls, but doesn't get them, does actually lose a Vil. So that is value for sKNOWy's scout here.
The Vil should win this, right?
Yes?
It's going to be close?
Yes, by like
okay,
one hit. Okay.
Yep. 4 HP.
Yeah. And I don't know if sKNOWy was tracking that, but he could try and come out and snipe this, but even just getting 1 Vil back is already helpful, right? And he is slowly pulling ahead in villagers now.
I mean, just the thing is, like, being, I guess, what, 10 Vils ahead of the or 10 Vils behind the Cumans, but being in Castle Age, I mean, that's pretty good for oneself, if you ask me. Oh, and sKNOWy didn't finish the market.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, that's frustrating. I mean, I don't think it's not like he can click up, but, I mean... Let's see. Oh, Eislar just goes straight into boom. Okay.
Yep. TC's 2 and 3 dropped, so gonna 3 TC boom up to Imp and then go from there, I guess.
I mean, to be honest, like, sKNOWy has 6 minutes of idle TC time. I honestly am not opposed to this play at all.
Yeah, and well, keep in mind this is on 2 TCs. Every other player that would be in Feudal right now would only have 3 minutes of idle TC. So the idle TC number is a bit less meaningful the more TCs you have. But it's not ideal, for sure. Also, though, I think, here's the thing. This is a standard game up until you get into Imperial Age, but then it becomes a question of stalling, right? Even if sKNOWy is super far behind, if he can protect his villagers, he doesn't even need to protect them from raids. He just needs to protect them from those militia. And as long as Eislar doesn't get...
Win the game, right?
What?
He still has to win the game.
He has to win the game, but he can prevent Eislar from completing his quest indefinitely. And as long as
he doesn't know what Eislar's quest is,
he
right?
He doesn't. But I think when you see 3 militia coming at you Imperial Age, you know what's up. Right? If you don't,
I think you're right.
Right? If Eislar tries to sneak in the militia and sKNOWy doesn't notice him because he's busy with other stuff, he might pull it off. But if sKNOWy sees 3 militia coming after his Vils, he'll know. Like, there's no way. You look at that, you're like, ah, I see.
Secret agent, man.
And if they've been paying attention through the last games, they might already have the suspicion that they have the same quests, because like sKNOWy's seen the camp from Eislar, and I think he knew it was up there, right? And so I think there's potentially in both players already the suspicion there of, hey, maybe this player has the same quest I do in this case.
I will say, like, I know sKNOWy has 4 spearmen, but when it's Mongols and they have 6 light cav on the field, it makes me nervous with that all the Vils mining or hunting deer. He's got 12 Vils out in the east.
Ooh, yeah.
And he only has 4 spears and a scout, and Eislar has 4 archers on the way and 6 light cav.
To be fair, those spears will be pikes, but still the archers will deal with those.
Yeah.
But I guess even just denying hunt from Eislar is already value, right? Because you can see
I mean,
Eislar
yes.
wanted to Eislar wanted to hunt here. He has a mill there. And the remnants of what looks to be a dead Vil, which I think died to the boar.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just
I
looking.
assumed it was snowy, but
Yeah, I'm looking at the KD, but I'm looking at the mill. I'm seeing the corpse of a villager, and it looks like Eislar
Oh,
has
you're
lost a
right.
second villager. So
no, you're right because Snowy's one kill was that scout. Wait, no, never mind. I'm wrong. No, the Vil won that.
no, the scout did kill
Okay.
one Vil. The scout lost against the second Vil.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So then, yeah, the boar had to have killed that one by the mill.
Yep.
I'm nervous for Snowy because I feel like the Mongols scale so much better than the Cumans. Like the Cumans, like it's a
Yes.
1v1. I mean, are you really gonna go Paladin? And then you're missing Bracer. And I mean, Mongol Cav Archers or Mangudai,
Mhm.
like I mean, you're kind of crazy if you're picking Kip checks into that. Like I
Yes.
just
Yes. If you watch the
what do you go? What do you go as Cumans late game into Mongols? I'm just not sure.
I think you have to combine it, and I think you have to try and get Siege out to snipe castles, because Mangudai produce slowly, and so if you can keep the castle number under control, you can keep the Mangudai under control.
Yeah, and like it hangs on again, siege existing against the Mongols. Like it just.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like Eislar doesn't have a castle yet, so it's not a problem for Snowy yet. So Snowy has some time. Let's see. We got to root for him. We got to get our boy on the board.
Yep. It looks like Eislar is coming around the back with a scout raid here, though.
6 light cav could do some serious
Mhm.
damage. That might be 3 dead Vils on that wood line.
Potentially, it depends on what Snowy sees. He does have a third TC as well now, and not. Yeah, the wood line is exposed. But yeah, Eislar is 20 Vils ahead at this point.
We
Which
need some of
is-
that the Jaws theme music. Just like build the suspense. Like they just kind of light cav are pacing out in the darkness,
Hold on a
slowly
second.
encroaching on the unexpected Nico. Oh wow, yeah, Snowy didn't notice. Oh, that's not good. So that's gonna be 6 dead Vils. Snowy is going to the forward castle. I really respect this.
Ooh.
But Eislar has what, 12 archers? You think he deletes a house on the right and cleans it up?
If he's paying attention.
Can he see it? Can he see it? It's in his field of view.
Oh, it's absolutely in his field of view. No, he doesn't. He has no idea.
Oh my god.
He knows there's an outpost there, but that's it. That is wild. That
He
is.
could have denied that.
He could have absolutely. I thought he was just too focused on his scout micro, but that's a nasty surprise. You're like, oh, there's a castle on my wood line.
This is what you gotta love, Snowy. The man
Yep.
will like take an L on one place in the map, and he'll be
Yep.
like, he'll punch back, and he'll punch hard.
Yep, and that's 3 more dead Vils. That'll help. And Eislar has no stone. He has no villagers on stone either. Eislar,
I mean,
he'll go into calf archers, I guess.
Eislar has a significant build lead, so his eco is great, and the Mongols scale well. But yes, the fact that he has 0 on stone and no castles, I feel like is kind of debilitating for his late game plan. Because against humans, especially, I really think you want to build your late game comp around Mangudai.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mongol Cav Archers, they fire what is 25% faster. The bonus extends to them, and you don't need a castle for that.
Hold on. That doesn't show. I honestly don't know offhand. But this is a really strong castle position for Snowy to push from. Got some kit checks out as well. Gotta get those idle villagers working as Hunt is left. But right now it's crossbow on crossbow.
That's a bad engagement for Snowy. He didn't have the numbers for that.
He doesn't have the numbers, and you really want to be adding in some skirms, right? If you see your opponent is going full crossbow as well.
I mean,
He does have ballistics.
I think so.
Eislar does not have ballistics, and Snowy does, but Snowy's
But
not
Snowy ain't
microing,
microing.
so it doesn't matter.
no, don't
right.
send the kip checks in. No, Snowy.
No,
You'll
kip
just
checks.
die.
Well, As long as the crossbows are on, yeah, okay. Now the Kipchaks are
That
good.
is just such a flimsy unit. I do not understand anyone who thinks the Kipchaks are viable. Like, oh.
I don't know, Drewster. I don't think we're gonna see a Zolotl warrior this game, as much as I hate to say it. I just don't feel like it's in the cards. It is 25% faster for the Cav Archers, okay. Ooh, more raids up here. Scouts are okay. Well, I think those were idle villagers anyway.
Yeah, Snowy's had that TC garrison
Well,
for a bit.
Okay, here's the thing about the Kipchaks. They do really good damage. They can be devastating. They just need some meat shield in front, right? So if you go Cumans, you go Paladin, or even just Cavalry, and then Kipchaks behind for damage, I think that's really solid. That works. But just Kipchaks on their own isn't going to be good enough. Even Kipchaks with light cav in front.
Maybe. I'm so used to seeing Kipchaks just fold, but maybe they're better than I'm giving credit.
Have you been watching Dave's stream? Is that what it is?
No,
the most anti-Kipchak caster I know. It's hilarious.
The only thing I've watched recently is Mem with Warlords,
Okay.
and then T90 sitting up.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't watch as much Warlords just because Hera's the undisputed GOAT now, and Viper
is.
started off really well.
Yeah.
But, dude, my heart broke. I don't know if you saw the arena game when Viper had like 3 bombard cannons and they just got nuked by 2 of
Yeah,
theirs.
that was so rough.
And then he lost another 4 to a bunch of Burgundian Hussar. I was like, oh, that's game, man.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing though. I think we're gonna see Leary become more of a contender for Hera because he already took 2 games off of him, but the difference is that now that Leary has a sponsorship, right? He got signed by an esports team, which means he can invest much more time into practice, which he's famous for not doing. And if
he's that good without practice.
He is, right. And if he's that good without practice, if he actually buckles down and practices, I think we might see Leary be a really hard contender for Hera.
Oh, and so we have Eislar almost to Imp, and we have 2 Militia already out.
Oh, wild. He wants that quest done quick. sKNOWy also on the way to Imp, but Eislar's going to get there first. Eislar does also have a castle up.
With double the vills, too.
Yeah, I kind of am guessing we'll see some Trebs initially potential to hit this castle from sKNOWy. But yeah. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what sKNOWy can do here. I would say Siege Onager, but you're missing Siege Engineer and again Mangadai.
It is it feels like I feel like sKNOWy's been playing distracted today, right? Even in this game, the amount of times we saw just big groups of idle vills, I feel like he's a bit off to his game. And to be fair, Eislar is playing fantastic today, right? Credit to him for doing such a great job in these games. But I don't think this is a top of the form sKNOWy at all at the moment. Whether that's due to blood loss or other reasons. Alright, Militia are getting upgraded though. Chainmail armor is in. But it looks like...
we got our Bracer and Chemistry coming in.
Yep,
this is going to be a death ball that sKNOWy cannot deal with. sKNOWy is building 2 forward barracks. Is he...
He might be trying to get those militia going. And to be fair, there's exposed vills. Look at the north, that mining camp and the lumber camp. sKNOWy could get the vill kills pretty easily. The tricky part for him is going to be winning the game after getting the vill kills.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hear me out on this. You're sKNOWy.
Okay.
You get your vill kills. You look at Eislar, and you see the militia. You know what's up, right?
Okay.
Do you at this point delete any vills that are at any point exposed to the militia immediately, just to make sure Eislar can never complete his quest? You're nuking your own eco. You try to keep your eco alive in pockets, right? Try to keep something going. But as long as there's no villager that the men-at-arms can hit, Eislar cannot. Oh.
I think sKNOWy made the right play.
Yeah.
He just kept him from the challenge points.
Yeah. All right, so that's
Oh,
2 more
poor
points for
Snowy.
Eislar, -1 for failing his quest.
Yeah, Eislar
Mm.
just played really great.
Yeah,
And
it
I think
was.
that's the thing about Snowy. Like
Mhm,
Snowy can play lights out and compete with like the likes of Southpaw and Fletcher,
mhm,
and then other times he might have a rough go. But
yeah,
Eislar is a fantastic
mhm.
player, so Snowy has nothing to be upset about losing to
Yeah.
Eislar.
Yeah, I think some of these early eco kills really hit Snowy. I really liked his forward castle position.
Salam.
But credit to Eisler for getting the imp timing on Snowy there and getting rid of that castle. Because as long as that castle's up, if Snowy could have kept that up, I think he could have potentially made something happen with that. Um, Maybe a bit of eco balance to think about. He's got 1600 stone banked. Um, Maybe if those vills had been on other resources, or if you had dropped it castles in other places, you could have made something happen. But it's hard to say, right? Uh,
That's very hard to say.
as the militia never got,
Hello.
they never got past. They got to the university and the game ended.
They're about to go through the Tower War area,
That's
the
right.
little DMZ that they had.
Yeah, which I don't know if they would have made it through there. How much armor is on
Emo.
these boys? Five
Only 5.
five
Yep.
pierce armor. The tower is fully stacked and does 7 pierce damage. I guess that's not a whole lot, but you have 5 villas. Um,
I mean, I think Eisler
Plus
eventually
three
would have
projector
gotten the
count.
Bill
Yeah.
snipes, to be honest.
Eventually,
But
eventually, it's definitely a thing that Snowy could have turtled out for a while at least, but it did feel like this was going heavily in Eisler's favor.
I think Snowy did make the right decision in resigning, just from a point standpoint.
Yeah, yeah, arguably up. If you know you're not
But
going to get the win, you can at least deny some points from your opponent. That does put
exactly.
us at, so divide this by 2, uh, a score of 3 points final for Eislar. Um, on 3 wins, but 2 failed quests and one. I think this entire set we only saw one quest completed, right? Game 2
Yes,
Bible
game
Camp
2.
was the
Yep,
only quest we saw completed during this entire time.
yep. Bible Camp was the only one.
That was the only.
That's the important one. That's one needed to be done. Bible Camp's good.
Fair enough. Uh, it is unfortunate. It's always fun to see quests completed, but it's definitely been fun watching them. It was so fun to watch the approaches for the national forest. I think that was
The
a
Deer
really good one.
Escape was the best.
The Deer Escape, that was one of my peak highlights for this entire series was all that work and then the deers just casually walking across the fields like,
Yep,
nope, I'm out. No
just
thanks.
running across the farms.
Just
See
like,
you later.
all right, you may be an imp, but you do not have me. And I feel like that's probably a very relatable problem for people who work in forestry that are like trying so hard to conserve forests and stuff, and at the same time you've got like plagues of deers that need to be dealt with.
Just up the quota on how many deer people can bag
Yeah, more
in a
gotta
season.
hand out more tags, I guess.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh man.
Be a bunch of citizens that would love to help with that problem.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Venison's
That's
good
that's
too.
what Eisler should have done. He should have asked the Vills to help. Just build like a wall of Vills and have them slowly walk forward so they just push the deer because it can't get around them anymore. Do you like okay,
Do Bills in box formation? Would that work?
yeah, well, first of all, I don't think you can put Vills in box formation. I think only
Oh,
military
that's right.
units.
Military,
But
okay.
also, I don't know this offhand, but I kind of assume that box formation military units will just move around
Oh yeah,
deer the way they would. It'd be really interesting if you could prevent them from doing that, and you could actually like box in a deer and force it to go somewhere. That'd be
that'd be
incredibly
pretty cool.
amusing to see. But unfortunately, I don't think that's a thing. All right, looks like Drewster won big on the points. 14,000
Oh my god,
holographic cookies.
holographic cookies. That's a lot of cookies, though.
That's a lot. Think of how long you could eat cookies.
I don't think I could eat that many cookies in
I
my life.
I don't think any. Well, eh, If
I'm
you
trying to think,
buckle
like, how
if
many,
you buckle down and work hard,
like, are they like Chips Ahoy cookies, or are they like what kind of cookie?
they're
Because
they're
like I don't know,
well, okay.
like
They're
I feel like
holographic.
I'd feel
They're
silly.
holographic cookies based on the series Final Space, and in that series, they are defined by the AI as being butter wheat crunch cookies.
Butterwheat,
Butter wheat
huh?
crunch, which is not a real kind of cookie. Uh,
Yeah, I've
so
heard of this.
do with that information what you will.
Oh, these look like the nasty cookies too. I just googled it.
I
Oh
I
no,
mean, yeah. Hold on.
I'm looking at this.
All right, butter. Well, those are butter crunch cookies.
I just queried butter wheat crunch.
Yeah, I queried butter wheat crunch, but it's giving me. Hold on. Here, we've got this. You guys can see this, right? We've got like yeah, very specific type of cookies here. Um, so congratulations, Drewster. You have 14,000 of the holographic version of these. Uh, yeah, good for you.
It'll
Uh,
look a great in the virtual pantry.
yeah, yeah. You could build a wall. You could use 14,000 butter wheat cookies to build a national park and lock in some deer if you so desired. I'm pretty sure. Um,
uh,
all right. Well, it sounds like we didn't unfortunately get any bingos tonight either. We had a couple players very close, just one off. Um, but yeah,
was
maybe.
it
Hmm?
was it Imp into GG? Was that what they said they
One
needed?
person said they needed Imp into GG, another person needed a Zolotl Warrior, which unfortunately we
Oh,
never even saw. That's, and I mean, it's intentional that some of these are pretty rare so that actually, you don't just
think it
like
was a big
blank
deal.
out the card. Yeah, bingo's a big deal, people. Um,
Exactly.
last game Imp into GG. Ooh.
Siege Tower is
Or Siege Tower is all it needed all the rare units. Siege Tower, I think the only place we'll probably see Siege Tower is Arena. Although
Arena.
on this last quest, if you wanted to conceal that you have the men at arms, you could
Oh
stick
my
them in a
god.
Siege Tower, run them up to some eco, pop them out, kill your vills, and
Hey,
done.
that would have gotten him by that tower.
Yeah, there you go, guys. You heard it here first.
I
Southpaw, I mean, you'll have to check the VOD. Was it Imp into GG this last game? It
mean,
was pretty close, at least.
I think sKNOWy did hit Imp, right?
He did hit Imp. I don't know if he resigned. He resigned when his castle went down, and I don't know if that was right when he hit Imp or a bit. You can always check the VOD. That will should be on YouTube later today. I can manage the export to work properly, and yeah, check that out. And yeah, if you've got a bingo, congratulations.
Well,
The
thanks
hidden
for
militia
having me,
almost
Ed.
worked. Yeah, thanks for co-casting. Great to have you. And
Appreciate it.
I don't know, are you
Well,
going to be playing in these at all?
I think I'm playing Danny Boy.
Ooh,
I think I'll have to consult with Southpaw, but I believe it's a date on the 23rd.
okay.
I write it down. I should have written it
Give
down.
me a second. I have a schedule here. So the next one we have coming up 22nd. Oh yeah, Cataclysm versus Puddles. June 23rd will be the
Yeah.
next of these streams coming up actually, next Sunday. Yeah. Important info for everyone. Next weekend the stream will be on Sunday instead of Saturday because my Saturday is just full with other stuff. Um, but yeah, keep an eye out. As soon as I have a time nailed down for this stream, I'll pop that into the stream schedule on Twitch, and also I'll throw out another announcement on the Discord. Uh, yeah, in the meantime, that's it from me. Great games, Eislar and sKNOWy. Um, was really fun to watch. Definitely fun to watch, especially quest completion on some of these games has been great. So thank you for that. And yeah, have a good weekend, everyone. Community games later for those who are awake at those hours of day. in, what is it, 3 hours? Yeah, about 3.5 hours.
Like probably 3.5,
Yep.
4 hours.
There you go. And I hear Southpaw is going to be speaking Irish
Yeah,
exclusively on stream and playing the Celts as part of that exclusively.
such a great theme.
Yeah. I heard it on the internet, so it must be true.
Everything's true on the internet.
Exactly. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Give me a second here, actually. I might check if there's someone conveniently raidable. Because it is, hold on, Rage Forest is happening.
Oh, that's always
So
good.
I'm gonna see if I can find someone who's streaming that I can raid. Yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and raid out to Mem, who is no, he's not actually the host. He's hosted by Rage Force is hosted by Williams, 4v4 Black Forest games, so what we do on community games anyway. Maybe T West. Yes, T West even better. Let's do T West because he's a smaller streamer.
It need
Yeah,
a master map scripter.
he is the master map scripter. Touted by some of the biggest streamers to be the best one in the biz.
All right.
So yeah, if you would like to keep watching some AoE content, do go ahead and join the raid. We'll also give you more channel points for more hollow cookies, for that fence around the national park. Yeah, so drop him a follow. He's got great content, great map scripting, super interesting tournaments. The Civ Builder tournament that we've been talking about is also hosted by him. Yeah, until then, have a good one, everyone, and I hope to see you next week.
Adios.